All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Spiro Spinakis, the president of the Worcester District Medical Society, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 2021 Fall District Meeting and Award Ceremony. On behalf of our officers, Vice President Dr. Giles Whalen, our Secretary, Dr. Marianne Felice, and our Treasurer, Dr. Dale McGee, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this virtual event. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michelle Pugnaire, the chair of our scholarship committee. Dr. Pugnaire is well known to us. She is professor emeritus at the UMass Chan Medical School. And although she retired a few years ago from her full-time duties at UMass, she continues to remain active in teaching and mentoring students. She's also been a long-standing member of the Worcester District, serving as the chair of the Worcester District Scholarship Committee since 2000. She also serves on the awards committee and the executive committee and is on the board of trustees for the Worcester District Medical Society. And before she begins her presentation, I want to thank Dr. Pugnaire for her dedication to the society and for the future of medicine, our medical students, and also thank the committee members who worked very diligently to review a large number of applications for our scholarship fund. And I also want to thank all of our donors who continue to make these funds available for our medical students. Dr. Pugnaire.
And thank you, Dr. Spinakis, and for your very generous comments and kind words on behalf of our entire committee. And a warm welcome to all of you this evening, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate and recognize the achievements of others at tonight's 2021 Fall District Ceremony Awards. It is the accomplishment of our awards recipients that really do sustain us and keep us inspired and committed to the highest values of our profession. And as in past years, our tradition is to kick off our awards presentation where the medical profession begins. And that's here at our medical schools and with our amazing medical students. Tonight, we will recognize them not only as scholarship award recipients, but also as tomorrow's next generation of physicians and future WDMS members. But before introducing our medical students, let me recognize the members of our scholarship committee, because it's their dedication and hard work that make the scholarship program what it is today. And they are Dr. Janet Abrahamian, Dr. Robert Bassett, Dr. Susan George, Dr. Rebecca Kowaloff, Dr. Kenneth Cronlin, Dr. Heidi Leftwich, Dr. Jane Lockery, Dr. Susan Moran, Dr. Nitin Trivedi, Dr. Alex Newberry, Dr. Martha Waite, Dr. Stuart Weisenberger, and Dr. Giles Wayland. And I'd like to introduce our newest members to you for this year, Drs. Kowaloff, Trivedi, and Newberry, and also especially acknowledge Dr. Ken Crolin, our fund trustee. He's an internist at Reliant Medical Group and has served as trustee of the Scholarship Fund and valued member of the Scholarship Committee since 2001. Thank you so much, Ken, for your guidance and keeping the fund robust and alive today. And of course, our deep appreciation is always to Martha and Melissa. They make our committee work possible. And despite the ongoing pandemic, with the team effort of Martha, Melissa, and our committee membership, we rose to the challenge of selecting a group of 23 outstanding scholarship recipients. And now it is my pleasure to present them to you all. Okay, Martha, can we? All right, we are going to be starting with the Worcester District Medical Society Scholarship Awards. There are 6 of these to be presented, and here are the candidates. The first is Kendall Burdick. Kendall is a third-year medical student at UMass Chan Medical School's population-based urban and rural community health track, the so-called PERCH track. Outside of her third-year clerkships, Kendall is involved in research focused on education, social determinants of health, pediatric homelessness, and access to critical care in pediatric trauma centers. She's one of 4 medical students in the country to receive an Emergency Medicine Foundation research grant to study racial disparities in pediatric trauma center access. Congratulations to Kendall. Next, we have Catherine Catley. Catherine grew up in Grafton and studied human physiology at Boston University. She fell in love with pediatrics as a nursing assistant in the pediatric bone marrow transplant unit at Children's Hospital. Now a fourth-year student at the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine, she is looking forward to a career caring for the children of Massachusetts and pursuing pediatric hematology oncology after residency. Congratulations, Catherine. Next, we have Zain Chowdhury. Zain is a second-year medical student at the Larner College of Medicine at the University of Vermont. He hopes to enter academic global health work and work towards dismantling health disparities in parts of the developing world, like his own country of birth, Pakistan. Outside of school, Zain loves playing cricket with his friends here in Worcester. Congratulations, Zain. Allison Chevalier. Allison is from Southbridge, Mass., and after her undergraduate degree at BC, she's now a second-year student at the New York Institute of Technology College of Medicine. Through previous experiences and time at a harm reduction center, she has developed a passion for working with underserved populations, not only in New York, but someday back home in central Massachusetts. Congratulations, Allison. Tamika Isaac. Tamika is a third-year medical student at the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. Born and raised in Worcester County, she graduated from WPI with a degree in biochemistry. Her medical interests include geriatrics and public health, and for fun, she enjoys working out and spending time with her family, friends, and her dog. Congratulations, Tamika. Amanda Scudder. Amanda was born and raised in central Massachusetts. She is now a fourth-year medical student at New York Medical College, where she is pursuing a career in emergency medicine. She extends her genuine appreciation to the Worcester District Medical Society for this generous scholarship. Congratulations, Amanda. Next, we are turning to the named scholarship awards. We'll be presenting 4 of these this evening. The first is Minna Zaki, recipient of the Julius Tegelberg Scholarship Award. Minna is a fourth-year student at Tufts University in Boston, where he received a bachelor's degree after he received his bachelor's degree from UMass Amherst in biochemistry and molecular biology. Excuse me. Minna is pursuing a career as an academic surgeon, and he is grateful for this recognition by the WDMS and is dedicated to continue to serve the Worcester County community. Next, we have Stephanie Craig, recipient of the Bert Gutterman Scholarship Award. Thank you for your patience with something in my throat. I don't know what it is, but it's better now. Stephanie is a fourth-year medical student from the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, currently rotating at the Arnott Ogden Hospital in Elmira, New York. Stephanie plans to pursue pediatrics with a focus in critical care, and as a Massachusetts native, she hopes to return home for her residency training. Congratulations, Stephanie. Arianna Gray, recipient of the Sanfrey Lillystrom Scholarship Award. Arianna was born and raised in Worcester, and she is now a year 2 at Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. Her undergraduate studies were in biology and Afro-American studies at UMass Amherst, followed by her master's degree in medical science that she completed at Hampton University. Congratulations, Arianna. And last of our named recipients for the WDMS scholarships is Tokin Vu, recipient of the Dr. Lillian A. Luxus Scholarship Award. Toquin is a fourth-year student at the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine who is pursuing a career in physiatry. She graduated from Boston College in 2016 and received her master's degree in medical science from Tufts University in 2018. And next, we transition to the Hebert E. Nieberg Scholarship Awards, and a few words about Dr. Nieberg's before presenting the awardees. He passed away in 2013 in the 100th year of a truly remarkable life. He leaves a legacy of impressive accomplishments in early cancer detection, including laboratory and clinical research, continuing medical education, authorship, editing, and publishing. And honoring the legacy of Dr. Nieberg's, we are most grateful to his wife, Suzanne K. Nieberg's, who generously sponsored 5 Nieberg Scholarships Award each year since 2018. We extend our gratitude to Suzanne for her ongoing support with 5 more Nieberg Scholarships Awards in 2021. And the recipients are Alec Elaine. Alec is currently a 4th-year medical student at UMass Chan Medical School applying into pediatrics. He is focusing his medical career on advocacy by doing research on improving pediatric cancer outcomes around the world with St. Jude, being part of the Dominican Republic Bate Health Initiative, and being a leader of QMass, an LGBTQ student-led organization. Congratulations to Alec. Next, we have Kelly Flanagan. Kelly is from Boxborough, Massachusetts. Now a 4th-year student at UMass Chan Medical School, she conducts clinical research in adult and pediatric dermatology with a focus on blistering disorders and alopecia. She's also a peer mentor and serves her community through the free clinics, and she is applying for a residency in dermatology. Congratulations, Kelly. Next, we have Tara Hebert. Tara grew up in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, and completed her undergraduate degree at BC before moving to Dublin, Ireland to pursue an MPH at the University College in Dublin. Tara is a 2nd-year medical student at the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine in Biddeford, Maine. Congratulations to Tara. Next is Sienna Romano. Sienna is a 3rd-year medical student at Georgetown University, and she grew up here in Hardwick, Mass. She's currently an Area Health Education Center scholar and is interested in pursuing primary care pediatrics as a result of her experiences working with Maasai families in Tanzania for 5 years prior to medical school. Nathan Tabor. Nathan is a 3rd-year medical student at UMass Chan Medical School and is enrolled in the population-based urban and rural community health track. He is looking forward to pursuing a career in both clinical medicine and social determinants of health and is particularly interested in the intersection of the built environment and health and hopes to continue that throughout his career. And now we turn to our 2021 Healthcare Systems Awards. These are made possible by the generous support of our Central Mass healthcare organizations, and we will be presenting 4 Healthcare Systems Awards this evening. The recipients are Rebecca Toohey, receiving the Reliant Medical Group Dr. M. Elizabeth Fletcher Scholarship Award. Now a 4th-year student at UMass Chan Medical School, Rebecca is pursuing an anesthesiology residency. She served as Student Body Committee Representative, Clinic Coordinator at St. Anne's Free Clinic, and is in the Global Health Pathway. A Worcester native, she is grateful to serve the diverse community she grew up in, and her career interests include quality improvement, patient safety research, and mentoring future physicians-to-be, particularly those from first-generation backgrounds like hers. Congratulations, Rebecca. Cindy Lee, the Dr. Gilbert E. Levinson St. Vincent Hospital Medical Staff Award. Cindy is a 3rd-year medical student at UMass Chan Medical School. Originally from Worcester, she went to UMass Amherst and is very happy to be back here for medical school. She looks forward to being in a field where she's able to reach out and connect with the community, hopefully in Worcester, and her longtime goals are to be able to advocate for and give back to underrepresented populations as her career progresses. Congratulations, Cindy. Next, we have Brennan Daigle, the UMass Memorial Healthcare Dr. Samuel Pickens Scholarship Award. Brennan grew up in Holden and was raised by a single mom who worked 2 jobs as a mail carrier and waitress to support her family. Brennan also worked many jobs since the age of 13 to support himself, including selling merchandise at Gillette Stadium since 2007. Now a 4th-year student at UMass, he is interested in primary care with his goal of practicing family medicine in Worcester. His areas of interest are medical student food insecurity and supporting his first-generation low-income medical students. Danya Kumar, the Milford Regional Medical Center John A. Roth Book Award. Danya is a 3rd-year medical student at UMass Chan from Shrewsbury. She's a former US-UK Fulbright scholar who is interested in continuing to understand the unique healthcare needs of her community and becoming an empathic and socially aware position. And then finally, we turn to our named book awards, and we will be presenting 4 awards this evening. Our book award recipients are Laura Napick, the Amaral Family Book Award. Laura is a 4th-year student at the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine, and she grew up in Northbridge. She's interested in obstetrics and gynecology and passionate about the care of underserved populations. Ashwin Panda, the Paulette Griffin Pugnair Book Award. Ashwin is a 3rd-year medical student at UMass Chan Medical School, and he's from Shrewsbury. He's in the Urban Scholars Program and is excited to giving back to Worcester community as part of his medical training. Congratulations to Ashwin. Mark Poirier, the Joyce Cariglia and David Williams Book Award. Mark is a 4th-year medical student studying at Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. He's applied for the specialty of physical medicine and rehabilitation and is thankful to the Worcester District for everything that it does. Congratulations to Mark. And our last recipient this evening, Juliet Ross, the Boucher Family Book Award. Juliet is a 2nd-year student at Albany Medical College, and she volunteers cuddling newborns in the NICU, reading books to pediatric patients, and cooking with underprivileged youth. She looks forward to her upcoming research poster presentation at the National Society of Maternal Fetal Medicine. So that is our group of 23 outstanding scholarship award recipients this year. And though we can't offer them a round of applause like we used to at the Beechwood, we can Zoom to them all our heartfelt congratulations. Congratulations to you all on behalf of the Worcester District Medical Society membership. And more thank yous are due. And this is our thank yous to the 2020-2021 donors who make our scholarship program possible. Without your generosity, there would be no scholarship program. So thank you all so much on behalf of the Worcester District and on behalf of our very grateful scholarship recipients. And finally, in closing, a few words about how to support the Worcester District Scholarship Fund. Here is our homepage, and you can see that we no longer have the envelopes that are on the pledge tables as we did at the Beechwood. And this year, we're asking that if you're interested in donating, to visit our website. And on that homepage, you'll see a green tab there. And if you click on that, it will take you right to our donation page where you can make your donation. You may also be interested in perhaps sponsoring a named award or a donation in perpetuity. And if you are, please contact Martha and she can provide you with the information that you need. So that concludes the scholarship part of tonight's award presentations. And it is now my pleasure to present our next speaker, who will be Dr. Michael Hirsch, the chair of the WDMS Awards Committee. Now, it would truly surprise me if anyone joining us this evening didn't know Dr. Hirsch and all that he has done for the Worcester District. But even if you knew it all, I can never resist the opportunity to sing his praises. So here goes. Dr. Michael Hirsch is professor of surgery and assistant vice provost for wellness and health promotion at UMass Chan Medical School. He specializes in pediatric surgery, trauma, and critical care, and he's been the chair of the WDMS Awards Committee since 2018, chair of the Public Health Committee since 2016, and chair of the Public Relations Committee for 2014. He also serves on the executive, personnel, and membership committees. Take it away, Dr. Hirsch, and thank you all.
Thank you very much for that very kind and yet unwarranted introduction, Michelle. I think the work that your committee did and the wonderful students that you have introduced us to is really spectacular. And I'm a big believer in the Worcester District, and we are ably led by a wonderful president, Dr. Spinakis, and Of course, Melissa and Martha are going to make possible what I'm going to be talking about today, which is a really fun topic. We have a great awards committee for the designation of several awards that reflect on tremendous commitment to the community, to the society, and to medicine as a whole. And I'd like to thank our committee members who made this process relatively painless. Dr. Fred Baker, Dr. Marianne Felice, Dr. Bruce Carlin, Dr. Jane Lockery, Dr. Pugnair, and Dr. Abhijit Rochowdhury, who helped with the selection process. So we're going to be talking about 2 awards tonight. The recipients have made pre-recorded video responses to the good news that they received, they received these awards. The first one we're going to talk about is the Dr. A. Jane Fitzpatrick Community Service Award. And this year's awardee is Dr. Kavita Babu. Now, this award was established by the WDMS to commemorate the lifelong contributions and exemplary efforts of Dr. Fitzpatrick. The award recognizes a member of the healthcare community for contributions beyond professional duties to improve the health and well-being of others. Dr. Babu has chosen to donate the $200 that come with this award to the Overdose Prevention Fund, which is a fund that she helped to found at UMass to help those with substance use disorder. But I'll read you a bio that's a combination of great work that Martha has done, but also from the nominating letter of Dr. Oh boy, senior moment. I'll come up with a name. So Dr. Kavita Babu, professor of emergency medicine, serves as chief in the Division of Medical Toxicology for the Department of Emergency Medicine. And she's also the chief opioid officer for the UMass Memorial Healthcare System. She earned her MD from Brown Medical School, where she also completed her residency, and then came back to complete her toxicology fellowship at UMass. Dr. Babu has made incredible contributions to the community. Her efforts are extensive, action-oriented, and hugely impactful. Over the last year and a half through the COVID epidemic, where she worked with colleagues on a project to deploy and manage COVID testing sites across Worcester. The sites also provided education in multiple languages and also provided masks. These sites were a safe place for people afraid or unable to go to institutional sites. Kavita is a superb female physician leader who, in addition to her regular duties as emergency medicine toxicologist, is passionate about the prevention of drug overdoses and the provision of care to patients with opioid use disorder in Worcester and other surrounding communities. She works to advance health care and social service delivery to the homeless and those with substance use disorder. Other examples of this work include initiatives at the university campus focused on limiting unused prescription opioids in the community for primary care prevention of opioid exposure and increasing access to life-saving treatments such as Narcan administration. Dr. Babu also established the Overdose Prevention Fund, a philanthropic fund which has been used to support collection of unused medication and for community education. She addressed the root cause of limited numbers of physicians trained to treat substance use disorder and subsequently obtained a grant in a time when grants are so scarce to offer numerous trainings for buprenorphine certification across Massachusetts. Dr. Babu is a well-known nationally and internationally for her work combating the opioid epidemic. On the local front, she secured a grant from the Mass Department of Public Health and the Kraft Foundation, which established the Road to Care mobile addiction service that provides free primary care and addiction services for homeless patients and those needing management for addiction. Kavita has taken her team to the streets in a beautiful van, providing care in over 350 visits to shelters, food pantries, and encampments all through the city of Worcester. This accomplishment alone would require the engagement of UMass IT, the Pharmacy Division, the Department of Public Health, and bringing together 3 community service providers, AIDS Project Worcester, the Elliott Group, and Family Health Center's Homeless Outreach and Advocacy Project. Kavita is truly the master of collaboration. Finally, Dr. Babu serves as a mentor and positive role model with impressive medical knowledge, open-minded and unbiased medical care, and an unbelievable level of both scholarly and ground-level action-oriented projects. She's a natural leader with a deep dedication to our community and has contributed greatly to the safety and health of Central Massachusetts. She is truly a gift for the Worcester community, and that's why she has been the recipient this year of the A.J. Fitzpatrick Award. Congratulations, Dr. Babu. So we will now be hearing her video response. You can see the name I was trying to remember was Greg Volturo. I'm sorry. And Dr. John Broach, 2 rock stars of emergency medicine here and nationally. So I guess Martha will help us play this video.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and to be recognized with this award that bears Dr. Fitzpatrick's name. And learning more about her, I realized that she's one of those trailblazing women in medicine who paved the road for future generations and is the kind of good troublemaker that we all aspire to be like. I'm here largely because of my work on the opioid crisis, and really I'm the sharp edge of a spear that involves hundreds of individuals from the medical center and from the medical school, experts in the care of people with opioid use disorder and advocates who care for our patients and our neighbors. I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to talk to you about the opioid crisis. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has really exacerbated many of the stressors that create a milieu for addiction and also isolate our patients from treatment. The year 2020 was the deadliest on record with respect to overdoses, and the year 2021 is shaping up to be worse, stirred largely by the availability of high-potency opioids like fentanyl. We know that our patients are playing Russian roulette every time they use something that they think is heroin or fentanyl or even pills like Vicodin or Xanax. When we think about how to protect patients during this era of high-potency fentanyls, I think that there are really 3 pillars that we have to consider. The first is opioid agonist treatment, things like methadone, buprenorphine, like Suboxone, and then we think about distribution of bystander naloxone, a life-saving agent that should be essentially in every medicine cabinet, in everyone's hands, in all public places. And we think about knocking down stigma and creating access for these patients. And so when we talk about the opioid agonists, in terms of a call to action, I would ask the group here, have you learned how to prescribe Suboxone or buprenorphine? It's never been easier than it is right now, and the new pathways to do so are relatively straightforward. The second question is, do you know how to use Narcan or naloxone? Do you carry it? Is it available in your office, your home, your car? The third question is, how do you treat this patient population? And unfortunately, what we find is that our patients with opioid use disorders can encounter disrespect, distrust, be dismissed at every door to care. And unfortunately, this can lead to not only a reluctance to seek care, but a reluctance to engage with the treatments that we know are most effective in saving lives. So in our third call to action, I would just ask that when you're caring for these patients, can you be your best provider advocate self And I feel like I'm certainly a work in progress and learning how to do this every day, but I have awesome role models. If you have any questions about these, our team in medical toxicology at UMass, our team from the Road to Care and from the Overdose Prevention Fund would be happy to help. With respect to thanks, there are so many, and I will try to keep this brief. I'd first like to thank Dr. Hirsch and the team at the Worcester District Medical Society, including Ms. Martha Wright, for their support and for their consideration of my worthiness for this award. I'd also like to thank Dr. Greg Volturo, Dr. John Broach, Dr. Heather Finley-Morial, and Dr. Eric Garcia for putting my name forward. I'd like to also mention that Dr. Broach and Dr. Garcia are recent recipients of this award. So thank you. Dr. Volturo has believed in me since the beginning and has given me both mentorship and resources in addition to just the opportunity and the autonomy to do the things that needed to be done with respect to the opioid crisis. And Dr. Dixon, thank you, has given me a much larger megaphone with which to do so. I'd like to thank my brilliant partners in the Division of Medical Toxicology for always knowing where the cutting edge is in terms of addiction care and always knowing where our hearts should be in medicine. My partners at the Road to Care program, which is extending the incredible resources and expertise of our medical center out into the community to serve patients where they are. I'd like to thank the compassionate crew at AIDS Project Worcester, Elliot, Smock, the St. John's Food Pantry for caring for our patients and our neighbors. Monica Lowell and Cheryl LaPriori have been extraordinary mentors. Dr. Maddie Castile inspired the idea of the mobile addiction service here in Worcester. Christina McAuliffe and Jill Bradley are incredible allies in making sure that we do things the right way and always finding a path forward. Brittany Chapman and the team at the Overdose Prevention Fund have put an incredibly human face on this effort, so thank you. Our best friend, Bill Hendy, has been just a remarkable ally and always making sure that I'm able to do the right thing personally and professionally. And ultimately, I'd like to thank my family from whom all good things flow. My parents, my dad is a model scientist, while my mom loves people more than we ever deserve. My sister, who is a brilliant physician and an awesome human. My kids, who are becoming public health advocates in their own right and are extraordinarily supportive of this work. And then my partner, Dr. Jim Carroll, who is a beacon of kindness, compassion, smarts, and courage whenever I need one. So we know who the better half is. Thank you, and I will continue this work with all of you, with all of my partners, and I hope to live up to Dr. Fitzpatrick's incredible example. Good night.
So I can see why this was not that hard a choice. I know that our committee worked hard at making these choices, but I think Kavita was a brilliant choice, and I'm so happy to be one of her colleagues and friends, and just an amazing person. So our next award is the WDMS Career Achievement Award for 2021. And this year's recipient is Dr. Thomas Halpin. This is an annual award that was established to honor a member of the Worcester District Medical Society who has demonstrated compassion and dedication to the medical needs of patients and the public, and who has made significant contributions to the practice of medicine over their career. And Dr. Halpin was nominated by Dr. Tiffany Moore-Simus, who is the chairman of the Department of OBGYN at UMass. And this bio is partly constructed from her letter of recommendation and also by Martha Wright's beautiful condensation of that. So Dr. Thomas Halpin, Worcester District Medical Society member since 1970, graduated from Harvard Medical School in 1963. He then completed an internship in the Department of Surgery at Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center in 1964. So far, I was about 7 years behind him every place we went. So then in 1965, he honorably completed a military commitment in the United States Army Medical Corps as a major and OBGYN in the Martin Army Hospital in Fort Benning, Georgia, followed by the 3rd Field Hospital in Saigon, Vietnam in 1966. After returning from Vietnam, he completed his residency in OBGYN at the Sloan Hospital for Women, Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center before moving to the Worcester area in 1970. Since his arrival, Dr. Halpin has been a pillar of the Worcester District OBGYN community. He has provided compassionate and comprehensive care for generations of women, delivered thousands of babies, and has contributed to the training of literally hundreds of medical students and OBGYN residents who now practice all over the country. A former trainee, now colleague, recollects that for the past 25 years, Dr. Halpin has dedicated almost every Monday at 4 p.m. to a Socratic case-based gynecology discussion with residents and students that have respectfully and affectionately come to call this Halpin Rounds. His dedication to teaching and mentoring is evident in him having been a recipient of numerous resident-selected Teacher of the Year awards, 1983, 1998, 2001, 2005, 2014, as well as the National American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists and a Council on Residency Education OBGYN Excellence in Teaching Award in 2002. Dr. Halpin served as an assistant professor at the UMass Chan Medical School from 73 to 80. By 1988, he had been promoted to full professor and has served in that capacity for the last 32 years. Additionally, he has served the medical school as a member of the admissions committee from 2004 to the present. Dr. Halpin has been a foundational and innovative leader in the Worcester District medical community, having served on the Board of Trustees for the Central Mass Healthcare, Inc., HMO IPA, and the chair of their Finance Committee from 1981 to 1988. In the UMass Memorial Healthcare System and the University of Massachusetts Chan Medical School community, Dr. Halpin led or chaired numerous committees. He was president-elect in 79 to 80 and then president from 1980 to 1982 of the medical staff at Memorial Hospital. Chairman of the committee to study the feasibility of Memorial Hospital Preferred Provider Organization in 1982, and trustee of the Memorial Hospital Foundation from 1984 to 1988. He was a former acting chair, 1988 to 89, of the Division of Reproductive Medicine, now the UMMH/UMMS Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. After separation of the medical school from the clinical system and the merging of Memorial with University Hospital, Dr. Halpin was vice president from 1990 to 1991 and then president 1991 to 1992 of the University of Massachusetts Medical Center medical staff and the president-elect from 2007 to 2009 and then president from 2009 to 2011 of the UMHC medical staff and chair of its Credentials Committee from 2007 to 2009. With the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Halpin made the difficult decision to retire from clinical practice after 50 years as a highly respected and accomplished OBGYN attending and healthcare leader. However, he remains deeply dedicated to education and continues in his role as a medical school learning community mentor. As a full professor at the University of Massachusetts Chan Medical School for over 30 years, his contributions to healthcare delivery and leadership, education, and academic medicine, Dr. Halpin was recently awarded Professor Emeritus status. The description of Dr. Halpin would not be complete without recognizing the love and gratitude for his family, his wife of 57 years, Pat, his 4 children and 9 grandchildren, for all of their support. Congratulations, Dr. Halpin, on this well-deserved recognition.
Dr. Hirsch and Dr. Spinakis, I am delighted to be the 2021 recipient of the Worcester District Medical Society Career Achievement Award. I view this recognition as yet another reward for caring for the women of Worcester County, and I'm deeply grateful for the Society's recognition. I also want to thank Patty, my beautiful, talented, and long-suffering wife of 57 years, as well as our 4 children, Mary, Tricia, Tom, and Christopher, who supported me through long weekends and nights in the labor rooms and operating rooms of the Memorial Hospital, and forgave me for all the soccer, baseball, and field hockey games that I missed while caring for our patients. We left residency in New York City and came to Worcester in 1970 because of the promise that we perceived in the heart of the Commonwealth. With the opportunity that existed to join a private practice OB/GYN group and be on the voluntary faculty of the medical school that had matriculated its first class the same month that we came to Worcester. We have not been disappointed. The promise was more than fulfilled. Over 51 years, the teaching programs, the size of the student body, and the physical campus have all dramatically grown. We have been a part of establishing and nourishing the student teaching program in OB/GYN, as well as establishing and nourishing the thriving residency program. Holding a weekly seminar with our residents and being one of the mentors in the school's learning community has been fun and rewarding. It has been a gift to be part of their learning experience. In the meantime, I have delivered between 6,000 and 7,000 babies, cared for their mothers, and had an active gynecologic surgical practice. Caring for the women of Worcester County has been a privilege and personally fulfilling. As the new catchphrase says, medicine is a team sport, which reminds me that whatever success I've had was only possible because of the remarkable support that my partners, our office staff, the hospital nursing staff, the residents, and the hospital administrators have provided. I want to thank those who nominated me, Dr. Tiffany Moore-Simas, Chairman of the UMass Memorial Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Juliet Johnson, who recently retired as our chair and has moved back to the University of Vermont, Dr. Steve Toohey, Executive Vice President of UMass Memorial Healthcare, and Dr. Maria Narducci, the Managing Partner of our OB/GYN practice group, which I came to Worcester to join 51 years ago. If I may be allowed to close with some parting advice, take time, make the time to engage with young people to pass your experience and lessons that you have learned. Remain current and continue to learn. Cherish the fact that we participate in sacred moments in our patients' lives. Remember to hold a hand, listen attentively, and be fully present to the person before you. Thank you again for this meaningful award.
So this concludes our program for this evening. I want to thank you all for attending. We had over 60 participants on our Zoom meeting. We, of course, look forward to a time, hopefully very soon, where we can come together and be together like we once were. Before we conclude, I do have the pleasure of announcing some other award recipients. These awards will be given at our annual business meeting in April of next year. So it's my pleasure to announce the 2022 Editors Award will go to Dr. Robert Sorrenti. Dr. Sorrenti is a friend and a colleague and has done a great deal for the Medical Society over the years and continues his involvement on so many levels. So I want to congratulate him. And I also want to congratulate Dr. June O'Connor, who will be receiving the 2022 Community Clinician of the Year Award. Congratulations to Dr. O'Connor. At this time, I wish you all a great evening. I hope that you're all able to safely get together with your families for the upcoming holiday. And I look forward to seeing you in person very soon. Good night.